guys, thanks for visiting my movie vlog. My name's John Campea, and this is my quick review of the brand new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson film, Rampage. Now, of course, Rampage is based on that old video game, you know, with a giant lizard and wolf and ape climbing buildings, destroying. If you're asking yourself, how on earth do you give depth? How on earth do you give substance to a story and a basic premise that is so thin and shallow? And the answer is, you don't. And that's kind of okay. Look, Rampage is a silly, ridiculous, and quite often kind of a stupid movie, and yet overall, in the grand scheme of things, it kind of works. How does it work? Well, look, it takes the overall kind of silliness of this whole concept of an ape, a wolf, and a lizard get, injected with some kind of chemical, and they grow to these monstrous sizes, and they attack a city and tear down buildings. They take the silliness, the spirit of the silliness of that entire scenario, and then they inject that spirit of silliness, that same silliness DNA, throughout the entire film. And that becomes apparent in all of the characters and in all especially of Dwayne Johnson's dialogue. Because here's the thing. If you tried to treat all the dramatic elements and all the narrative with some kind of sense of seriousness, then by the time you get to this ridiculous end scene, which of course you all see in the trailers as the giant monsters attacking the city, they would feel jarring and out of place and kind of awkward. However, when you inject that same silliness of that final scene into the rest of the movie, there's an odd consistency to the film that actually makes that final third act big city destruction scene work much better. So yeah, there are a number of minutes there that I'm in theater watching Rampage and kind of rolling my eyes, but then I'm starting to tune into the DNA of what the film is and what they're going for. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I see what they're doing here, and this actually kind of works. And you needed to do that because although Dwayne Johnson is the biggest movie star in the world and he's delightfully entertaining to see, this movie is about the monsters. Now, yes, the trailers do pretty much give away the entire third act of the film, and that's okay because they were just aiming not to give you some great plot twists, they were aiming to give you a great, fun theatrical experience. And I gotta say, on that level, that entire third act when the monsters are attacking the city and start fighting each other, as we see in the trailer, it is really fun, and I'm sitting there eating my popcorn going, this is pretty cool. However, that consistency in tone that I've been praising in this film doesn't forgive everything this movie does bad. For instance, the main villains in this film are this brother-sister combo who, of course, run an evil corporation, and they were painful. Their characters are so stupid and really serve no real purpose. You really, a friend of mine said as we were walking out of the movie, says, you really could have pulled those characters out of the movie and you still would have had a fine movie. Like it wouldn't have disrupted the narrative too much at all if you just never went to them. If you just took all their scenes out of the movie, you probably would have ended up with a better movie. And that took it from the silly, ridiculous stupidness to just plain stupidness. And they really should have rethought those two characters. And I'll say this, the movie probably could have been improved upon too if you had better chemistry between the two lead human characters in the film, played by Dwayne Johnson and Naomie Harris. Dwayne Johnson is great in the film. Naomie Harris plays her role well, but I never felt any of that fun chemistry between them. It always, to me, just felt kind of awkward. And if they could have made that work, even in a silly, fun film like this, that could elevate it even more. And to me, just no chemistry. And let me say this too, I am a huge Jeffrey Dean Morgan fan. He'll always be John Winchester to me, dad to Sam and Dean on Supernatural, but I love this guy. And his first 5 minutes in the movie, he talks like a cowboy. Well, shoot, son. And I was really eating it up, but it got so one note that I just started getting annoyed whenever he would speak. Like whenever his character would talk, I just started getting annoyed because like, you got to change it up. Like that's a fun little, Southern drawl kind of cowboy thing you're doing, but mix it up a little bit. It just got to be a little bit irritating. Look, at the end of the day, Rampage is by far no SAG award winning, no Academy Award nominating kind of film, but it never set out to be in the first place. It's a movie that understands the ridiculousness of its premise, these giant monsters tearing down buildings in the city, and we're putting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in there, and they embrace that whole spirit of just silly, ridiculous, stupid fun. It comes with all the shortcomings of that, but it also comes with all the advantages. And for me personally, while this is not a great movie, I walked out of the theater entertained, having had a good time, and I think if you just go in with a big soda and a big bowl of popcorn, I think you're probably going to have a good time too. The question though is, what do you guys think about Rampage? If you haven't seen the film yet, what kind of expectations are you going into it with? If you have been one of those people who've seen some of the advanced previews, what did you think about the film? Jump down to the comments section and let me know your thoughts below. That'll do it for me, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me here on my movie vlog. My name's John Campea, and until my next video, bye-bye.